Howdy. I saw The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest yesterday. I enjoyed it. It's the third part of the Millennium Trilogy, written by Stieg Larsson. You've got the girl with the dragon tattoo, you've got the girl who played with fire, and now you've got the girl who kicked the hornet's nest. They did not release the girl who played with fire on DVD in time enough for me to refresh my memory before seeing the third installment, but it pretty much came back to me. I'm giving it a 6. It's about Lisbeth Salander. She's gone through hell. She awakes. The movie starts. She's in brain surgery. Everyone is trying to defend her, where a few select powerful individuals are trying to permanently destroy her. And we're kind of wondering why, and you know what's going on. And it's about her getting vengeance. I mean, it's about a lot. I mean, this is the culmination of the entire story arc. Questions raised in movie 1, or novel 1, are now summed up, answered. So again, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of story to pack in, and it's a long movie. It's 2.5 hours. It doesn't feel like it much. I would say the first hour and a half is downright slow. Lots of talking going on. And therefore, for me, lots of reading going on. But it does ramp up. It does get intense. And it does satisfy overall. But I did watch my review of Play with Fire before. And I said that there was a noticeable step down in quality. And it's not so noticeable this time. It's just a lot more paying attention. And a lot more unthrilling. It definitely seems like 2 and 3 blend almost perfectly together, where there's this noticeable stagger between 1 and 2. 2 and 3 flow very nicely together. Very well directed. I wanted to remember his name. I can't do it. I can't remember who directed. Alfredson. I'm not sure if he directed all 3. I know he directed the last 2. Anyway, very well directed, well shot, looks good, looks like the story should look, I think. Very well acted. The only actor I know is Noomi Rapace, who should be a global star after this trilogy. I hope, she gets recognition. Or at least stardom off of this, because she's amazing. She carries 3 movies, so I think that's a feat. Well written. I mean, again, this is tons of information. This is again the culmination of a lot of storytelling. So there's a lot of information packed in there, a lot of characters. Sometimes it's kind of overwhelming, and I'm like, have I seen him before? I don't know. He kind of looks familiar, but then he doesn't. So it's kind of like, okay, you know, all right. I spent a lot of time during the film reclining, laying low in my seat, reading. And then I spent like the last 20 minutes of the film just like, you know, so there is something there. Again, I'm still giving it a 6. I think it did step down. You know, I think I gave Play with Fire a 7. I'll go ahead and give it a 6. Just because it dragged. I mean, I don't want to say it was boring. I wasn't bored because I was constantly having to pay attention and, you know, try to find out some motivations. And maybe I could have used a little bit more about what actually happened in the past. But I will say that the story wrapped up nicely. You know, I didn't really have any questions other than just the overall desire to know what the inciting incident was back in, you know, when she was 12. And again, I just thought maybe I could have used a little bit more explanation there. But still, quality stuff, you know, quality stuff. And definitely for completists, I wouldn't say that this is necessary to see on the big screen. And if you've seen the first two, you're obviously going to see this one too. You know, I recommend it. But this film does not stand alone. If you saw this one and no other one, you're probably just downright not going to like it. Now, I don't know why you would do that, watch this one and not the other two, but I'm just saying, if you did that, you're not going to like it. You're going to be confused thoroughly. Whereas maybe Dragon Tattoo, if you just watched Dragon Tattoo and then stopped, that, you know, you probably, you know, really enjoy that. But this one and maybe a little bit of the second one, not true. Again, I mean, a good movie. A good movie. I mean, I knew I needed to see it on the big screen because I committed to seeing the first two on the big screen, and so I wanted to do that here. I am definitely pumped for the upcoming Fincher trilogy of the same story. I think, you know, if he is allowed to do what Fincher does, this might be, you know, his perfect film. It really fits his sensibilities, and from, you know, running for your life from a giant and then sitting for hours in court, you know, I think he can do that maybe better than anyone. So I'm really pumped for the David Fincher version of this trilogy, even though I enjoyed the original Swedish trilogy. I can't think of much else to say other than I had a good time. I was slightly bored, but the ending, you know, totally redeemed itself from any boredom, I thought. I just walked out of there just going, you know, wow. Because the last 20 minutes are, you know, hardcore. But again, a 6. I think it's a 6. Just because it drags a little bit. And I don't know. And I really liked, I can't remember any of their names. The guy. Crap. The editor of Millennium, his name has just escaped my... Anyway, he's a good actor. I've never seen him before, other than these 3 films. I hope to see him again. He's good. He has a very expressive face. And I enjoyed watching him. I wish I could remember his character's name. Man, it's like the second most important character, and I can't remember his name. Anywho, the girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. It's a solid 6. The culmination of the Millennium Trilogy. It's necessary for completists, though it does not stand alone too well. So there you go. I would definitely recommend renting it. I would recommend the whole trilogy. I mean, as a trilogy, I would have to say it's an 8. You know, as all 3, I think, because I just love long stories, maybe. Long, involved, meaningful stories. So the overall girl trilogy, I'd have to give the overall experience an 8, just because it's a good time, and I think the story is fascinating. I bought the first novel, Dragon Tattoo. I have yet to read it. I'm not much of a reader, but I intend on reading that trilogy someday. And again, I've had the first book, but I've yet to crack it. So that's The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. It's a 6. Check it out. Thanks.